out the March Madness bracket, if it were college football, we end in the Midwest region. Purdue and Grambling State, as Purdue played towards the bottom of the Big Ten last year, I do think the Boilermakers would get this win and move into the round of 32. Then you go to Utah State and TCU, where I'm going to advance the Horned Frogs. Moving to the 5-12, Gonzaga and McNeese. Gonzaga does not have a football team, so we're going with McNeese into the round of 32 before Kansas and Samford. I think Lance Leipold, quarterback Jalen Daniels, if he stays healthy, they get that win in South Carolina and Oregon in the 6-11 game. I think the Ducks win this game pretty easily. They reloaded in the portal, got Dylan Gabriel out at quarterback, and then Akron is going to beat Creighton, who doesn't have a football team. Texas is another national championship favorite. I think they get this win over Colorado State, and then Tennessee moves into the second round. Going back to the top, Purdue and TCU, I think this is where the upset happens. TCU, Sonny Dykes gets that win over Purdue. I then have Kansas over McNeese, and then I have Oregon beating Akron going into the round of 32 before an SEC game of Texas and Tennessee. I think the experience of Quinn Ewers is what gets them this win over Tennessee. Second-year quarterback Nico Iamaleava. Moving back to the top of this region where we have TCU and Kansas, I'm going to roll with the Jayhawks here. They're not playing any of their home games at home. They're doing renovations to their stadium, but I think they get that win over TCU before Oregon and Texas, a couple of national championship favorites for next season. This might be the game of the tournament happening in the Sweet 16, Oregon and Texas. For the Longhorns, you have experience with your quarterback Quinn Ewers. You went to Tuscaloosa and won last season against Alabama, made the college football playoff, and lost a close one to Washington. Next year, returning Quinn Ewers, I think a lot of experience and talent on that Texas team. While Oregon has not been able to get past Washington, they haven't shown that they can win those high-level games. So I'm going to pick Texas in this one, going to the Elite Eight. And in that Elite Eight game, we have Kansas and Texas, a former Big 12 matchup, but this time Texas out of the SEC. I think they get that win over Kansas, advancing to the Final Four, making Texas the Midwest region champions, and they're going to get a Lone Star Showdown in the Final Four.